Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Spies. I live in Austin. I'm the managing director of the conference, and we are really excited to have you guys here. So today, there are 15,000 people at this event from 101 countries, and our goal with this event is for it to be the big tent of crypto, blockchain, Web3, finance, all of that stuff. So how we put this event on is we have a number of different audience types that come to this event. We have traditional finance people from Goldman Sachs and Bank of America and Citibank and all of those folks. We have people who trade tokens and they're DeFi titans, and that's all they do is trade crypto. We have people who make the blockchains and the protocols that everyone's talking about here. We have artists, we have politicians. Like, our goal is to bring everyone to this place because it's kind of our supposition that when you bring a lot of different people together, that bubbles up and creates connections and sparks ideas and can inspire people. So that's our goal for all of this stuff. And I think we do bring all these disparate groups together, but what a lot of them have in common is everyone kind of has this idea that there's a better way to do things, right? That when you have these kind of giant behemoths like Google or Facebook or all that stuff that are controlling art. When the internet was born in 1996 and it started rolling out to people, no one understood that there could be a Netflix or a Spotify or an Uber or anything like that. So this technology takes a long time to take root and to grow. So everyone here is kind of a little bit of a dreamer and a little bit of a believer. So that's the macro setup for why people are here. And then at conferences like this, when there's so many people from all around, it can be a little bit daunting to introduce yourself to people. But this whole thing is a little bit of, one, a choose your own adventure. And you never know just by seeing someone, if you're sitting at a session or you're at a booth and you just say, hey, I'm so-and-so, nice to meet you. Where are you from? You never know what can happen from that. So I encourage you guys to just put yourselves out there a little bit because you never know what will come back. And this whole place, there's so much happening here and so many people who are looking to connect. I would encourage you guys just to introduce yourselves and say hello. And I know that can be a little bit daunting, and I know that Carrie and the team will help you with that. But you guys are so welcome here, and we're so happy to have you guys here. So I would say go check it out, get inspired, laugh at it, say something is stupid when it's stupid, and just have a really great time today. So we're thrilled to have you guys here, and if you have any questions or need anything, Carrie knows how to get in touch with me, and we'll take it from there.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Sure. You guys have any questions? Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Kicking it off, we have a little variety of things that we're going to talk about in here. One, we're going to talk about what we're here for, how it applies in real life today, and how it can be utilized to be secure and safe, and how you can have a global community without even leaving your local community. And we have a great, amazing group of guys over here that's going to tap in. Let's start with you guys. We should start with first from the block to the blockchain, so there's a little bit of an understanding, and then how we apply the security and utilizing the IP in real life.
Cool.
Hello, what's going on? My name is Six. I'm one of the co-founders of Crypto Pioneers. We actually teach financial literacy and blockchain technology all over the country. This emerging technology for us is life-changing, and it's amazing to see young individuals like y'all actually taking steps to move forward with something new. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you look like. This place right here is a place that will be welcoming. This technology really is the future. Blockchain technology is the future, and you guys definitely need to pay attention to everything that's going on.
I'm the other half of the Crypto Pioneers. My name's Honest, and y'all are in the right place, okay? I'm just gonna let you know. There might not be a lot of people here, but I'm gonna tell you, y'all are in the right place. This is where the real information, y'all are about to receive some real good information on how you can just excel easily, you know what I'm saying, through life, because everybody sees crypto or everybody sees blockchain, but it's not just about crypto or blockchain. It's really about technology. It's about staying ahead of technology. Y'all are at the forefront that if you notice what's going on right now with the technology, that you can use that, utilize it, and be able to profit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, there's too many aspects when it comes to blockchain. I don't want nobody to think that you have to be an investor or anything. You could be a creator. You could be, you know what I'm saying? You could just help other people, talk to people, and people are just, the community is so welcoming out here. So I just ask anybody that after you're done here, that you go and do your own research. You go and you actually look up whatever's going on. We're gonna have a dope conference after that. We're finna go down to Consensus. That's my favorite part because I love the merch. If y'all like free stuff, that's my thing, man. If y'all see me when we go down there, I will hook y'all up. We can go. I know how to talk to them. I know the secret codes and everything. I will get you all the merch, okay?
Big shout out to you guys. My name is Michael Kay. I'm the partnership director for WalletGuard, and we create cybersecurity tools so that you can keep your assets safe. A lot of times, people just don't care about security, and the problem is that you probably don't care about your own security. So I'm going to ask you guys to do something really quick. Do the kids have an iPhone on them, right? Like, do they have their phones on them? Who here has an iPhone? Raise your hand. Perfect. Go to your settings app in your iPhone.
Something you guys want to do, for sure.
Yeah. Let me know, just raise your hands when you're in your settings app in your iPhone. Okay. If you scroll to the top, you'll see a search bar. Type in location. When you type in location, there should be an option for location. Go ahead and tap on it. Let me know when you're in your location settings. Scroll to the bottom of location settings, and there's going to be a section called System Services. And when you go to System Services, you're going to go to Significant Locations.
Watch their faces.
When you're in significant locations, you're going to see a history of everywhere that you've been since you've had your iPhone and how long you've been there. All of that information is being reported back to Apple and third parties. This is the reason why decentralization is so important, because you will actually begin to understand what information you are giving away on a daily basis to these companies that do not care about you as a person. They care about your data. So, in order to stop sharing your information with these companies, you can actually clear your history right on that page and turn it off so you are no longer tracked everywhere that you go. This is a matter of education, and a lot of people just don't care. So, one more question that I have for you guys. How many pages of applications do you have installed on your phone? Is it more than one page of apps? For sure, for sure. When's the last time you used every single one of those apps? All of them are sitting on your phone running in the background, data mining you. They are made by third parties. You don't know what their intentions are. So the concept is you want to keep a digital lifestyle just like you would keep your regular lifestyle, organized, right? You know where your stuff is in your house. So if you have applications you're not using, get rid of them. All of these are variables in your digital lifestyle that are literally taking your information and selling it for their profit, not for your profit. They know every website you've gone to. They know every physical location you've been to. They don't know mine. They don't know Sixes or Honest or Famous.
Not anymore, because of you, because you charged me up in the hallway and made me feel very guilty about myself. I turned it off.
So exactly, so here's the thing. If we educate ourselves, we can literally understand our data. And this is what we do at WalletGuard. We help educate people on how to manage and set up their devices to be secure so that when they come into crypto, when they come into the blockchain, they don't get scammed. They don't lose their assets. This is why the media and the government and all these companies are saying blockchain is bad, it's not secure. It's actually more secure than anything in the world. The only person behind that security is you. And this is why talks like this are so important. And a big shout out to you guys for showing up.
During summer.
During summer.
You got a lot of, that's the thing, when you want to be self-sufficient, when you want to deal with the blockchain, you have to be a little bit more responsible. And I know a lot of these things that people gonna tell, like, you're gonna listen to a lot of people speak and they like super technical. Like can be like, I don't understand it. It sounds like Chinese. And if you don't speak Chinese, you're really not gonna understand it. But just take the time to actually, like bro said, educate yourself. And when you leave out of here, just anything to catch your ear, just write it down. And then do your research. Look into AI. There's plenty things. AI, artificial technology, it can break down literally anything. You can just tell it, hey, can you please explain this to me in simple terms? And they'll break it down. Any paperwork, anything that you see.
What's going on, guys? Good morning. Thank you guys for being here. My name is Jeff Famous, also known as Forever Famous. I created Board Munchies. If you guys open up your backpack, you guys have a snack mix and a juice in there. But basically, these guys are talking about blockchain technology and crypto and Web3. And for me, I'll break it down to you from my aspect and just make it a little bit more simpler terms. You have the crypto and the investment and the currency and all that, but then you have the art and the NFT. So if you guys look up on the screen, the character that I created from my NFT is basically now a life form. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Trix and Captain Crunch and the Applejacks and Tony the Tiger. That is art and intellectual property that's been around for generations. So with me being in the community and showing up at these events all over the world and supporting everyone from within, there was something that I seen was missing, and it was food. Food's a universal language. It goes in every culture, it goes in every continent. You need it every day to survive. So it's something that, I didn't want to reinvent the wheel, but I wanted to implement that newer culture and then implement that technology. So yeah, that's a little bit about what I do.
I have a question.
Sure.
So basically what you're saying is you bought something that has this image, right? What is it? It's a...
Correct,
what
the
is
NFT.
it? Okay, so what kind of NFT is it? What's the name
So
of it?
Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys are very familiar with the apes. I'm sure right now you guys are also familiar with the penguins, pudgy penguins. I'm sure if you guys open up your gifts right now and you send one to your friend, all those cute little penguins that you guys have been sending, that's an NFT as well. So yeah, it's basically taking the art that you buy from the blockchain with cryptocurrency, the asset then you own, you can verify that through the blockchain, and then you essentially can create a business with it. These guys right here.
Well, why though?
Correct.
What is
Worldwide.
IP? What is IP?
Intellectual property. So it's just the nature and of the art of what's been created. It's anything. It's okay.
So, question, I can buy any NFT and I own that IP and I can create my own business?
That is correct.
It all depends on the project.
Yeah, it does depend on the project. There's, again, do your own research. There's different standards of, I would say, gold, silver, and bronze. But there's different levels and different communities of different NFT projects.
Yeah, I would say one of the most important things, and the focus of what he's doing with his IP, is the concept that he owns this picture, and he can use it to brand himself. So the reason why blockchain is so important is because we were talking about decentralization and how it removes middlemen. So I'm going to give you guys an example that you might be familiar with. Who here has been to the doctor's office, to the dentist, to the hospital? Every time that you went to any of these places, either you or your parents gave away all your information. They gave away your allergies, your social security number, your physical address, your email, everything about you. You don't know how they're handling that information. They could be actively compromised. They could have been hacked in the past. It could be written down on a piece of paper. There could be a disgruntled employee that sells your information on the dark web for a quick buck. You don't own your own data. So in the blockchain, your medical information would be like an NFT, an asset that you own in your own wallet. So when you go to the dentist, to the hospital, to the doctor, you're not letting them copy that information over to their compromised systems. You're actually giving them access to view the sensitive information about you without letting them copy it to their centralized servers. This is the concept of data ownership. and verification. This is why this technology is the future. And the fact that you guys are in this room right now listening to this, you're ahead of 99.9% of people. This information will change the world. This is not stopping. Blockchain is not going away. True data ownership is the future. And giving examples like that instead of saying, oh, we're gonna make a ton of money, we're gonna get rich quick. That's not what crypto is about. That's how people get wrecked. And then they look back at crypto and they say everything is a scam. We have to understand the importance of this technology, and then you can focus on everything else, like creation and making a business, making money out of it. But 99% of people don't care. They come in, they don't understand what they're buying, and then they end up destroying their own assets. So centralization is something that I think over time will eventually dissipate.
You got a question right there?
You keep talking about blockchains, but we kind of don't know the basics since we barely started to, we only really talked about crypto over here. So can you give us like an explanation of what a power chain is?
Yeah, definitely. So back in the day, people used to download music and movies illegally. You guys know about downloading music, right? Okay. When you would...
What's that?
We never did that. No one on stage here did that, but people did that. So the way that it would work when you would download a song is that you're downloading a song that someone is willing to let you download from their computer. And when you choose to find the song on the internet, you're actually downloading that song from multiple people that have that song. So they're sending you bits and pieces of the song file, and eventually it ends up being the final song you're looking for. This is a little different than if you buy a song on iTunes or the Apple Music Store. When you buy it from Apple, you're getting it from one location, Apple. They're serving you the song. When you're downloading it from these networks and uTorrents, you're downloading it from multiple places, and it eventually pieces together to turn into a song. So what Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, did was that he realized the internet already exists. There's millions of computers in the world that are already sharing information with each other illegally through downloading music and movies. So he said to himself, well, what is a bank? A bank is a statement, it's a ledger of transactions. It shows you where one transaction goes from one bank account to another bank account. So he said to himself, what if there was a ledger that was public, that was a file on the internet that all the computers in the world connect to and agree that the information in this file, this ledger, is verified? So essentially, you have banks without having banks. You don't need banks and central servers and databases. You actually have the ability for people to use the power of their computers globally to connect to a ledger, basically this statement, like your bank statement, and to verify that, hey, I sent Six some money. He bought an NFT, he owns that NFT, it shows it on this ledger, it's proven. So really what the blockchain is using the assets of people's already existing computers and then being able to come to a consensus. So I'll give you just a really quick example. I'm sure you guys have seen Transformers. Transformers, a 3D movie with CGI and all that stuff. So instead of the company that makes Transformers buying a ton of computer equipment in order to render the next Transformers movie, and they spend millions of dollars on all these graphics cards and everything else like that, they actually tap into the power of the blockchain. There are people on the blockchain that are using their processing power to render 3D scenes. So instead of Transformers the movie buying $50 million dollars worth of computer equipment, they pay $5,000 for the same compute power that they would receive internally with their own equipment, but instead they're leveraging the power of the entire blockchain. Millions of computers on the internet to render these scenes within minutes, not months. This is why it's so important that this technology is adapted across multiple industries, because it will literally change the landscape of how you handle data and also how cost effective you are in whatever your project is.
You asked about the blockchain. Okay. It's a place where it has a lot of information and everything it built on. Like the internet, on the internet you have apps you can use, you can go to Google, you can go to Safari, you can go to different websites. The blockchain is a place where all the information is kept forever and everybody can look at it. So that is the thing, it's transparent. So when you hear people talking about the blockchain, they talking about a place where you build everything. The games is gonna be there. Banking is gonna be there. Music gonna be there. So it's just one place with a bunch of information. It's a database. That will be kept forever and it's transparent.
So that information is going to exist as long as the internet exists. Who here has heard of Fortnite? Okay. A lot of people buy skins and upgrades on Fortnite. What happens when Fortnite upgrades in 10 years to Fortnite 2 and they turn the original Fortnite off? You lose your skins. You lose everything that you paid money for. Because you paid it to a central authority. You paid it to Fortnite, the game company. When you're on the blockchain and you buy a skin in Fortnite, let's pretend that Fortnite's now on the blockchain. Even if Fortnite disappears and goes away and the company shuts down, you still own that skin in that video game. You can resell it. Another video game could start using that asset. And this is why, again, ownership of your assets. Whenever you buy anything in a video game, if you're on the blockchain, you actually now own those assets, even if that video game no longer exists. Rather than spending all this money on skins and upgrades in Call of Duty and Fortnite, and then a few months or a few years when the next Call of Duty comes out and they turn off the servers for the one you're playing on, you don't lose everything that you just bought.
Or not even lose it. It's for all the gamers in here, whatever you got, you didn't acquire while you were gaming, not even about losing it. What if you could sell it? You know what I'm saying? What if you could take those skins that you earned or those guns or whatever you worked hard for in the game, and after you were done and you were tired of it and it was just sitting there, what if you could sell it? What if you could get like an OG Fortnite skin that when we see it in a game, you automatically know that's an OG Fortnite skin? What if you could buy that? What if you could buy an original skin from the very first season of Fortnite? Or what if you had one and you could sell it for $100,000? And see, that's what it does when it comes to gaming. It gives the gamer the possession. It makes you the owner of everything that you got going on in your game. If you're grinding in your game, if you get a gold camo and you grinded 20 days for that every single day, well, maybe when you're done, you could sell it and do it again. Now you got you a hustle. Now you got a source of money, you know what I'm saying? And you're doing what you love to do, which is gaming or creating or anything. And that comes with any aspect of the blockchain. Any aspect of crypto. And once you start creating, there's always an other end where people want to receive it. And this place right here is so inviting. Like, you're going to realize when you get down here and you go through all these places, everybody there is so willing to teach you everything for free. This is like college on steroids. Like, everybody, when you walk out here, everybody's going to be trying to overload you with more and more and more information. You're going to be like, slow down, let me take this in before I take this in. But like he was saying, it's like, even with gaming, if you game or you do any kind of creating, the blockchain is welcome. They're waiting for you. Y'all are the youth, and we need y'all in the blockchain. We need y'all in crypto. We need you in Bitcoin. We need you in anything you could understand about what's going on here. We need y'all. Y'all are the future. And so we're just here paving the way. We're talking so that somebody unlocks that in their head. And then later on in life, we see you and you're like, hey, you talking about crypto, or you open the door. And that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to open the door and answer a couple questions.
You guys have any last words? Please share with them and how they can get in touch with you guys as well. That would be amazing.
Hey, this is the thing, we're gonna be here all day too. So if you gotta, I know that like the panel thing or like being in a group, sometimes a lot of people don't wanna ask questions. Man, we're here all night. You can tap any of us and ask any questions personally, downstairs, here, pull us to the side, grab me. Just don't throw nothing at me. But that's the thing, you can pull me to the side, we can talk, we got social media, and I don't know what else.
Yeah, and everything with WalletGuard is on one place, walletguard.app. We even teach you how to create your first wallet, how to properly store your seed phrase, and a lot of information that we talked about here today. So we believe in this information being completely free and open source. We don't believe anyone should ever have to pay or keep this information token gated. This is literally the evolution of how people are going to commerce and how every industry is going to eventually be using blockchain in some way. So please, open door. If you have any questions for me, just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Oh, I have one thing to say. I know y'all like money. We were talking about the merch. You know, I love merch. If y'all trying to get merch with me later on, feel free. But I'm saying with networking and getting merch, we ran across somebody yesterday that instead of giving us merch, he gave us $100 in crypto. I don't know who the guy is, but if y'all are around, I will point him out.
They gonna do it.
Yeah, I promise y'all, I'm trying to get all the merch and all the free tokens and all the free crypto that they're giving out downstairs, so holla, I got you, whatever y'all need.
So yeah, basically, I'm not gonna repeat what these guys said over and over. Just, a couple quick important things I think that stood out here is data is one, controlling your own money is another, and being creative is another. So just keep those in mind and enjoy today. Come up to us, ask us questions. If you guys want to, give me a follow. The information's on the packaging of the snacks and juice. So enjoy and let's have some fun today.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for sharing. So just to kind of tap in on a little bit more of what they were saying and how it can apply in your real life today. So when you ask about blockchain and what that actually means, it literally is a way that we can store that information and it can't be changed. There is no room for fraud in it. And the way that you guys can see that in real time today is certificates of completion, certificates of authentication. So for example, today, you guys have heard of Forbes magazine, Forbes 30 every year. Great, so now if you are actually one of those people, you are provided with an NFT, and that NFT is on chain. And so now people can, instead of just saying, oh, I was one of Forbes 30, they'll look on chain and see that it's a fact that you are actually one of those people. And the data there also says what age your group you're in, what area of expertise that you're in, and what year. And so that's a way where we kind of eliminate some of the fraud that's going on when people say, oh, I went to Hampton, I went to Howard, I went to Princeton, and they really did not go there and they were not awarded the certification. And so that's where you see it today. That gives employers, potential employers, a lot of ease when it comes to hiring new employees. And so they don't have to go through the process of, is this person really educated? Were they certified? Were they awarded this? And it also gives you a higher earning power, right? For example, if you take a course during summertime and it's for programming or coding, and now you have this on-chain certificate of completion, they see that, now you have a higher earning power. They're gonna pay you more because they see you actually have it versus you said you did something. And they can see on-chain all of the places where you received education, where you volunteered even, and that can impact you today, if that makes sense. So now we're gonna have Lou come to the stage, and he's gonna talk about how you can create this community, and it's a global community, right? Without having to travel anywhere around the world in Web3, and what makes it special. So Lou, thank you.
Perfect.
From
Thank you.
Crypto Oracle.
Let's see. Oh, is this
Here, take
working?
this one.
Like this?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I got a clicker. There we go. Okay. So let me see. So I go around giving a talk called 10 Thoughts on Community. Earlier in my career, I ran the world's largest social network before MySpace. I was the first person to call Mark Zuckerberg and offer to buy Facebook a month after he launched. So I've been thinking deeply about community for 20 years. How many of you feel like you're part of a community? Did any of you have a definition in terms of what a community is? Anybody want to offer? You got a definition of community? What community means to you?
I do.
Yeah?
There you go.
Okay. What does community mean to you?
A place where multiple people support you.
I like that. Good.
A global community full of resources.
Like that?
People who share the same ideals in a group.
Definitely. Anybody else? Yep.
Just a group of individuals with the same common goals, kind of coming together, bringing in ideas trying to build something greater.
Very good. Definitely somebody's thought a lot about community. And those, those are all good definitions, but for me, if I look at community at its essence, to me, a community is an ecosystem, that when it works, everyone gets more out of it than they give. And who doesn't want to be a part of that? And, there are, we had a lot of talk to guys before, we're talking a lot about, what crypto is. To me, crypto is infinite, and everybody sees something different when they see it, and it weirdly can't be taught, I don't think. I think it has to be learned. And to me, one of the greatest things about being a part of the crypto community is the only people who learn it are curious people, because everybody looks at it and doesn't get it, and 99% of people go, oh, that looks complicated, and they go away. I retweet myself quite often. The thing that I retweet most often is that the 3 best return on invested time in my life, number 1 is wearing a helmet, because I've totaled 2 motorcycles, and it takes like 2 seconds to put a helmet on. Number 2 is flossing my teeth, because I've never had a cavity. That takes like a minute a day. And number 3 is learning about crypto. It does take a little bit of time, but the return on the invested time, I think, is enormous. And I get asked a lot, what even is crypto? And there's a technical perspective, right? It's blockchain, you've heard, it's cryptocurrency, smart contracts. All of these different technologies in combination are enabling decentralization, and in my view, it's powered by community. But to me, the more important aspect is not the technical aspect of crypto, but it's the ethos of the community. And to me, the best description of it was in this book called Sacred Economics. And the ethos perspective, for me, I really feel like I grew up in a culture of greed, and I was taught that the more I took for myself, the better. And I gotta tell you, that made a lot of sense, because I liked stuff and I was pretty good at taking it. But it turns out that there are other communities of giving, cultures of generosity, and in my view, that's what crypto is. And one of the things that I'm known in this community for is I started a meetup called Crypto Mondays, and I just started it in New York on January 6, 2018, because I just wanted to hang out with other people who were as passionate about crypto as I was and yap with them about it. And we had 300 people at the first one. It was, during the peak of the bubble in 2018. And 350 people at the second one decided to blow it out around the world decentralized. Today there are 57 Crypto Monday chapters around the world. I've had the pleasure to go to 34 of them. I get bracelets from them. This one is from Vilnius in Lithuania. And the question I get asked the most is, what's the business model for Crypto Mondays? And the business model is truly, the more you do for the community, the more the community takes it, multiplies it, and gives it back. And that's a hard thing for people to understand, because that's not how almost any of us were raised. But it's amazing. Again, 57 active chapters, and every one of the people were decentralized. So everybody runs their own chapter, and they've all been overwhelmed by what the community has given back to them. And so, let's see. To me, one of the most interesting things, having run a community and deeply thought about it, I really believe that communities can scale, highly correlated to what I call value delta. So, you can give people money, and that's obviously a great incentive, but if you give somebody $1, it costs you more than $1, because there's also some transaction costs. So there's no value, what I call value delta. And what value delta is a community manufactures something for community members at a cost of X. Community members get it and value it at Y. Let me see. And the difference between X and Y, as it grows, the community can grow. And so if you think about the biggest communities in the world are actually the things with that biggest value delta, where it costs them just a little bit to create something and people value it really big. And that's why the biggest communities in the world are religions, because they produce a book at 25 cents, and how much is salvation worth? And I'm not making any judgment whatsoever on communities, actually, on religion. I'm just saying they are incredibly awesome communities, and that's why they've scaled to billions of people and lasted thousands of years. At the atomic level, community is two people. And we've all been in two-person communities where 1 + 1 equaled 100. And so the awesome thing about community, to me, is if you live in a world of community, you actually live in a world of abundance. And the interesting thing, again, is if 1 + 1 can equal 100, you can actually go around and give people one all the time. Give people one, give people one, give people one. And if people don't give anything back, that's fine, right? If 1 out of every 50 people you give one to, you get 100 back, both of you are coming out way ahead. So I think, in community, I'm always comfortable being the first person to give. If you run a community engagement, engaging your community members is the key thing. I think communities are either growing the engagement of their members or they're dying. What I'm super excited about is as the tooling for running communities, as the technology for running communities gets better, the opportunity for 2 communities, 5 communities, 100 communities who have a shared ethos of some type and some shared goal to work together, I think is going to change the world. And this is a law called Amari's Law, something that's super important to understand. It was coined by Roy Amara, who was a professor at Stanford in the 70s when he coined it. And Amari's Law is the fact that we tend to overestimate the impact of new technology in the short run and to underestimate them in the long run. And that's every technology, and that's why we get bubbles and people get excited and they get depressed. But as the guys before me were saying, this technology, we're in the top half of the first inning of the impact that this is going to have on the world, and you have this incredible opportunity to learn a little bit about it today, but when you leave here, go home and learn more. You will be blown away. Thanks.
In regards to what Lou was saying, so in your community today, for example, you don't even have to look at it in terms of like money or in terms of like a product, but think about it in terms of energy, right? How do you feel when you leave a person, or you leave an environment, or you leave a group? And so if you start to gauge how your energy and your spirit feels when you're around certain people, you may feel drained, or you may feel excited, you may feel inspired, you may be like, yeah, I'm about to do this shit, right? Or, damn, I feel like this is a little bit more challenging and I can't handle this. So when you start to gauge your energy levels and your inspiration and your spirit, and that kind of will tell you where your community is versus your mental and emotional attachment to somebody or to a community because you feel you have an obligation. And I think that that's one of the things that all of us may have a really big challenge with is we spend a lot of time in communities or environments that may not really support our emotional and our spiritual health. And those things impact how successful we can be and how fueled we are and the impact that we can really create in this world. And so once you identify this is my energy or this is what fuels me, then you will start to really light this fire inside of you and be able to execute the things that you really want. And things happen seamlessly, right? When you see people that work 24/7, you're like, how could you do that? How can you literally work 24/7, but they're fueled? What they're doing lights their fire, so they can't stop. And so that's the thing I encourage you guys to find within yourselves is like, okay, do I really feel good, or am I inspired, or am I fueled by my best friend even? I've had to look at this with literally my friend of 30 years. I'm drained, right? There's always something negative, there's always something dramatic, and it really takes away from the achievements and the energy and the inspiration that I have in my heart. And so it takes me 3 or 5 years longer to execute and do the things that I want to do because I'm spending time in spaces that's not really supporting me, if that makes sense. So I hope I can shed a little more light on the community there. And then I'd like to call up Julie to pray that next segment.
All right, thank you, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, well, because we are, because that's how I always do my mic checks. I know. Hey, Carrie. Julie. What are you doing?
enjoying the time here today. Thanks to the stage.
I love it. I have to give a moment to you, Carrie. Thank you, because I love you so much. We met through blockchain and Web3. We met because we want to elevate women's voices, help inspire underserved communities, and bring them as much information as we have. And we met through our journey here, and now we're on this stage.
The prime example of community. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Gary Vee. He's speaker, V-Friends, things like that. So I minted 4 of his NFTs. She's also in the community and minted some of those NFTs. And I think that that's the community that brought us together. And so we're 3-4 years into it right now, but this is somebody that I probably would have never met before and probably wouldn't have had the experiences or the opportunities had we not been in this community from other sides of the world. I'm in LA. She's in New York, Miami, but this is a way that community, the values, and that ecosystem brought us together.
Thank you.
I love it. No, thank you so much. All right, sounds great. I'm Julie Lamb. I'm the founder of NFT VIP. We're an immersive ticketing solution, and I use blockchain technology as the driving factor. I'm also the head of events for Crypto Oracle Collective and Crypto Mondays. We have 65 active chapters in 13 different countries in 3 different continents. On any given Monday, you can roll up in almost any city and meet people just like us. And one day, I was sitting in Torchy's Tacos, and I wanted to bring him back up on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Luke Kerner, the founder of Crypto Mondays. We were getting a taco together at Torchy's Tacos in East Denver, and I would hope today you find your Luke Kerner. So I'm going to welcome to the stage Lou Kerner, and through Lou, I met 2 of my other colleagues from American Crypto Academy. Ivan Dimov, I'd like to invite you to stage, and one of my favorite people of all on earth, Jahan Jamali. These guys are delightful and awesome. I'm going to move my clicker over, so we'll move it over. You guys can sit where you'd like. Oh, maybe I'll take we'll give you this one right here, and this mic here, Jahan. Where they put Jahan and I next to each other, this is going to be fun.
Morning. Is this on?
It'll come up.
All right. Thanks, Julie.
So, American Crypto Academy, Jahan Jamali. Lou Kerner, founder of Crypto Mondays, and American Crypto Academy, Ivan Dimov. And Crypto Mondays Fort Lauderdale, yes. We laugh because Ivan does his Crypto Mondays Fort Lauderdale when the thought excites him, and so usually that's a few times a year. So if you're in Fort Lauderdale, we might have to schedule you when he's going to have one of his shows.
Absolutely. Well, hello. Carrie, did you have your hand up?
Sorry, this is so rude. I didn't mean
Rude.
to do that. I lifted my hand up and then I was like, that's
Oh, I
not
thought you had a
right.
question.
But I did have a question. With Crypto Mondays, can anyone, i.e. us, join in some way, or do we have to pay to be a part of it? Just so we have, I don't know, availability, if anyone wants to jump in or participate in any way. Yeah.
It's free. Crypto Mondays is free. It's free to show up. It's free to go. Google search Crypto Mondays in the city you're going in, and you'll see if they have one. You can always find me. I can stay connected to you and make sure you guys see most of the events, or anybody can come. If it is 21 and older, we'll certainly let you guys know, but we'll get your contact. You can connect with me through Carrie if you like.
All right, cool. I'm going to spend less than 30 seconds because I have questions for you. How about that? I'm Jahan Jamali. You can find me on Twitter. It's like John with a stutter, Jahon. I'm the CEO and founder of the American Crypto Academy. We have a Web3 learning platform, and we create tailored programs for universities and high schools across the country on crypto education and blockchain education. Been in crypto for 7 years. I was co-founder of Sarson Funds, an investment firm before that, and startups before that, and I worked with the government a long time ago, but at the end of the day, I'm here to ask you guys a few questions, if you don't mind. What's the general age group? How old are you guys in general? 18, okay, all right. Why does crypto have value? Does anyone know? Why does your dollar have value? Does anyone know? Hold on. What was that? It is a form of currency, right? But why do we accept it? All right, these are the questions. So when I explain and start to have a conversation about blockchain and digital assets with folks, that's where I started. I start with a reorientation of what you consider money. Because that dollar bill in your pocket or that ATM card, you know, that's a representation of money. It's not really money, right? You know, one of the things that I like to bring up to folks is, you know, there's this interesting correlation that we've had over, I don't know, the last 800 or 900 years. And that's how I look at things. I don't look at things like 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I look at things in 100-year blocks. Because you have to, right? Money has taken a variety of different forms throughout history. From pebbles to like, you know, skins or furs to shells, right? So when people want to learn about crypto and blockchain, you can't look at it like an individual subject. It's not. It actually goes across, it's cross-disciplinary, right? It goes across a few things. It goes across history, economics, computer science, mathematics. It hits all those different areas the same way a general belief system does. Right? Same way religion does, almost. You have to have faith in the system. And you have to accept that the system is good. So, in order to really understand digital assets and really what that means to really pivot from centralized to decentralized, and really what that means is you've got to re-educate yourself on what money is to begin with. And once you understand that, and then you can start to look back at, oh, we had it backed by gold for a certain period of time, right, up until the 70s. Then we switched to effectively having it backed by oil, because that's what oil is traded in dollars. And now we're at this point where the fuel of the next century, the fuel of the next 1,000 years, is data, right? Data is going to fuel things. So this immutable way of peer-to-peer transacting data, that's where the value of digital assets really sort of like starts to begin. That's where it forms right in there. So that's a bit of a long diatribe. I just wanted to get a handle on sort of what you guys, where you guys were at in your journey. But now's a good time, right? Now you just finished up, high school, and you're at that moment where you can revisit some of the things you thought you knew, right? Go revisit your thoughts about the history of money. Go look up the crisis of the 3rd century, right? Things like that. And you guys will be light years ahead, right? So that's all I got, but I just wanted to make sure you guys got your history lesson, or else I wouldn't be a proper CEO of the American Crypto Academy.
You guys run every day on Twitter at 9:30. American Crypto Academy runs an alpha space. It's generally only 30 minutes long, and it's run by BG Badger, which is Ivan on the other side. Ivan, introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Please excuse me a little bit. I'm starting to lose my voice, which is a commonality going to all of these conferences from city to city. My name is Ivan Dimov. I am the CMO of the American Crypto Academy. Johan and I architected that platform to make it fun and engaging to learn, in our case, crypto, because there's a lot of demand out there for it, but also because my journey into crypto was empowered by that education, and that gave me the passion to, I never thought I'd be into education, and you guys are on vacation, you're probably sitting there and tired about hearing about education. I know I was probably at your age, and I didn't even want to go to college. I'm like, now I gotta go to college? Funk. And so, I went, but now I look back, and it was at about your age that the entry came out and became a daily tool that we use. More so nowadays than before. Nowadays, we don't think about it. We open up a phone, an app, in a computer, we go down with what's possible. How it works has become irrelevant. And I kick myself in the butt for missing an opportunity of learning and keep moving along with the internet to where it went light years ahead of me. And when blockchain came out and when all the talk about it started coming out, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what a blockchain was. I didn't know what a ledger was. Now a digital ledger, I studied accounting in college, but it still made no sense to me. So I took it one day at a time, one topic at a time, very micro, so not so much that I can comprehend it and understand it before I move on to the next thing. So I first learned what a ledger was, and then what's a digital ledger, and That led me to blockchains, and that led me down the rabbit hole. I was really scared of NFTs, like, oh my God, what is this non-fungible token? I was born in Bulgaria. I'm not a native English speaker, so
You're doing well.
The non-fungible token, like, it just sounded like a big word. I'm like, what is that? I was so intimidated. Don't get me started on DeFi, or some people might try to convince you it's called DeFi. It's not, it's DeFi. Short for decentralized finance. But anyway, so long story short, I'm glad you guys are here, taking your time to learn some of this. Don't feel overwhelmed and intimidated. Don't feel like you don't understand something, so you're missing out. Figure out for yourself what it is that you like, that's part of the space, whether it's the pictures, the cartoons, the opportunities with owning some IPs, as was talked earlier, and do something with it creatively. Take it one day at a time. It's not going anywhere, but like everyone else said, you're light years ahead of this by just being here and hearing about it. And so thank you so much. Shout out to all of you to being here. Yeah, keep on learning and asking questions.
Well, Lou Kerner, this is the fruits of your labor. You have Crypto Mondays New York on stage, you have Crypto Mondays Fort Lauderdale on stage, and you're basically Crypto Mondays everywhere on stage. How did you go, sometimes you say you saw the crypto light. You used to be involved in traditional finance. He was involved in big banks and making it happen. When you saw the crypto blockchain light, how did that make you decide you wanted to build this community? Because we're huge, we're over like 70,000 people that meet on any given Monday for free.
Yeah, look, life is random. I had started other meetups, and one day, a few months after I got into crypto and was doing it 24/7, I got an email from a bar restaurant that said, hey, we're a bar restaurant, you do meetups. If you want to do a meetup on a Monday at our bar restaurant, we'd be happy to host you for free. And I thought about it for a second, and I wrote about, thanks for your kind offer. But what I really like is 10% of the bar on every Monday till the end of time. And so it started.
There was a drive, right? The drive was the money drive. And now, how many crypto Mondays have you been to?
I've been to 34, and it's an amazing way to see the world. I'm going to lots of cities. Just in the last 2 months, I've been to Crypto Mondays Paris. I've been to Crypto Mondays Dubai. It's really an amazing Crypto Monday Zurich, Crypto Monday San Francisco. Next week we're going to be at Crypto Mondays Hampton, so it's really an amazing way to see the world. And wherever I go, I'm with my community.
I know we want to stay on time, right? We had a countdown clock here. Any last words? Jahan, I really like how you are up on stage. Again, if you want to have any more of us, we are here afterwards. But 9:30 every day, Twitter Spaces, you can jump in. Any last words?
It'll be 8:30 for you guys if you're here in Texas. It's 9:30 Eastern time. Follow us at US Crypto Academy on X. You can check out our app. We'd love to have you on our spaces. If you guys want to come and talk on my spaces, come on. I'd love to have you guys up. Totally. Just let me know. But every weekday at 8:30 Central Time, I run a spaces called Learn Crypto Radio with American Crypto Academy. So if you guys want to pop on, we'd love to have you.
I just wanted to finish with 2 words. Buy Bitcoin.
All right.
And Ivan, what would you like to say?
And don't forget the memes. We have a lot of fun in this space. Don't forget the memes. Keep safety at the forefront of doing anything, but don't forget the memes. We have a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Harry Potter, Obama, slide of 10 you do. Ticker is big.
Can we get a photo with you guys?
Oh yeah, totally. Let's get a
And
picture.
ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you today to find your Carries, your Jahans, your Ivans, and your Lou's, because we're all
Let's go.
Ready, set, Crypto Mondays.
Crypto Mondays.
Sit right here.
You look great. All right, ready, set, pictures. Hold on one second. Gotta take it the other way. Crypto.
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 Yay.